This is the inside of the Kenwood KA30 amplifier. Let's compare it a little bit to the JVC AK100 amplifier, which I have a video about on my channel. Like the JVC, also the Kenwood has separate transistors in the power amplifier, 2 for each channel. That's a really nice design. There are most of the amplifiers, the cheaper amplifiers, are having a big integrated circuit instead of these transistors, so that is always a sign for a good quality. There, just like the JVC, the Kenwood has the phono preamplifier on a separate circuit board. You remember I took this circuit board out of the JVC amplifier to get an additional line input. I don't know how to do this in this Kenwood amplifier because these connections, the JVC has, it's labeled, so you know what is for what. This one is not labeled, it just says 1 and 6, and so I won't take that out. Input jacks. The Kenwood has as much inputs as the JVC. There's a phono, tuner, aux, and tape in and out. Here we have the filter capacitors. This amplifier has more capacity than the JVC. 4700 microfarad each. Then speaker connections. They are much better than the JVC speaker connectors. You can see these high quality things. You screw them out, put your cable in there in this hole, and then you screw it back in. It's a really nice solution. I thought maybe this kind of plug would fit into the hole in the middle of the speaker connectors, but unfortunately that doesn't work, so you have to screw it. And here we have the transformer. I think it's bigger than in the JVC. The power switch, the circuit board of the tone control, and then the circuit board for the lights of the input selector. And this is how the lights of the input selector are working. As you can see, for each input there are 2 lights. One is green and the other one is white, as you can see here. And they're both shining through the little window on the front side. And if you now select another input, well, see what happens. There you can see the green light is turned off while the white light is turned on. And here it's the other way around. The white light is turned off while the green light is turned on. This is the tape monitor. So you can see it's like this. Then you have 2 white lights working. Yeah, and that's the bad light here, due to the fact that I plan to hook up an equalizer to the tape monitor, and then of course the and the other light just became bad as well. Anyway, I'm planning to hook up an equalizer to the tape monitor, so this will be always turned on, and then the bad light right here isn't that important. Yeah, but that's how it works. Let's see. That looks really, really nice. A good idea. Really a good idea. As you can see, the knobs of the input selector, they are not directly connected to the switches of the input selector. As you can see, if I press this one, you can see this black thing moving puts the motion from the knob to the switch. That's how it works. And there we have this stupid camera, really. Right here it says manufactured by Kenwood Corporation. There it goes. There you can see it. And the circuitry seems to be similar to the JVC amplifier, because also the JVC has these big white resistors for each channel. But I think on the JVC they have a different value. Down there you can see the circuit board where the speaker selectors and the headphone jack are connected to. There is the voltage selector, and on the back side you can see the first modification I've done to the Kenwood. It used to have a power cord directly mounted onto the unit right here. I took that out because it was cut off. It was just, a little piece of cable coming out. And, well, I installed this input jack for the line voltage. So you have this plug it in there, and then it works. I like those jacks a lot, so I decided, instead of putting a new power cable into the amplifier and connecting it directly, I put in this jack which I had lying around. Took it out from a cheap pocket radio or something, I don't know. And here you can see the new filter capacitors I put in there. The new ones are having 6,800 microfarad instead of 4,700. And, well, it was complicated to get them in there because they are bigger than the original ones. And, well, there you have it. The inside of the Kenwood amplifier. Now, there is another thing I want to tell you. The next bigger model, I searched for it on the internet. The next bigger model is the Kenwood KA 50. Now this is the 30. And the Kenwood KA 50 has a VU meter right here. This is the place where the LEDs of the meter would go. If I turn it on, you can see here it just has a little power LED. And if we look inside this amplifier, we can see that Kenwood, actually, for the KA50, they use the same circuit board. Because as you can see, right here, you can't see it. Stupid camera. There it goes. Okay, there you can see all these, all these holes that are not used. And right here, there's the place where a jack would go, and here it says meter. So the VU meter would be hooked up right here, and if I there it goes, and there you can see it. All these holes here are the holes where the LEDs of the VU meter would go through. You can see right there it's just a little power LED put through one of these holes. So, actually you could build in a VU meter, but then you'd have to destroy this black panel here that goes all the way. And so I won't do that. And yeah, that's pretty much. Did I forget something? No, I don't think so. There we have volume control is mounted onto a separate circuit board, and it needs to be sprayed. And well, so there you have it, the inside of the Kenwood KA30, made in 1980 or 1981.